So yung topic for today is free fall. So gusto ko lang sabihin sa inyo na bago mag-start yung presentation, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So objectives natin, at the end of the topic, we will able to define the gravity of free fall, analyze the process of root approximation using false position method and second method. Next naman is use MS Excel and root approximation using false position and second method. Lastly naman is know the limitations of false position method and second method. Next naman natin is the theoretical discussion. This study design test underlying impact of variable like gravity in the context of free fall. Titignan natin kung meron bang impact yung gravity sa free fall na object. Notably, it shows the significance of comprehending how falling objects work and kung paano sila sa everyday life natin. So, free fall is described as the downward movement. So, imagine meron tayong object na nahuhulog. So, it is what we call free fall. Tapos, yung gravitational force niya is downward. Then, meron tayong drag velocity na upward. So, yan. So, the researcher's assumption states that the false position method and second method, which are numerical methods, will measure the unknown value as accurately as can be derived from solving manually. So dito, makikita natin kung anong other way na pwede natin gamitin instead of manual solving. So dito natin gagamitin yung mga numerical methods natin such as false position method and second method. Moreover, if this study compares to another problem in the context, time shall increase or decrease, negatively correlated with mass since acceleration is constant. So yung acceleration daw natin is constant. Tapos, furthermore, this study has aided in the in-depth understanding through application of knowledge regarding falling object on the researcher's part and enabled him to meet the objective. So yun. So sa free falling object, so mostly yung free fall, vertical siya. Tapos, ano siya nun? Through the air with no physical constraint ay yun yung tinatawag natin free fall. So yung the acceleration due to gravity natin sa Earth is 9.81 meter per second squared. Next naman is the Earth's gravity is constant. So constant siya and denoted by G, which refer to the acceleration due to object near or on its surface. Itong formula na to, ito yung gagamitin natin kung paano natin malalaman kung anong oras ba yung gugugulin niya bago yung quarter pounder na object natin ma-reach niya yung ground. You have just thrown a ball and it's traveling upward neglecting air resistance. What force or forces are acting on the ball? A. The upward force from your hand. B. The downward force of the gravity. C. Both of these. The answer is D. The downward force of the gravity which gradually slows the ball to stop, then bring it back down, making it fall faster and faster. Without the gravity and air resistance, the ball would just go on traveling in the direction of your throw. What you are looking at is a quarter pounder with a mass of 0.25 pounds. At a 300 feet tall building, the downward force is the acceleration due to the gravity, and the upward force is the drag velocity. After this presentation, we can determine the time it takes this quarter pounder to hit the ground. So in this slide, meron tayong dalawang klase ng numerical method na gagamitin natin. So the first one is the second method. The second one is the false position method. So second method, a potential problem in implementing the Newton-Raphson method is the evaluation of the derivative. So, di ba kapag sa derivative, meron tayong function. Kapag yung function of x natin, i-derive natin siya, makukuha natin yung f prime of x natin. So, sa Newton-Raphson natin, kailangan i-derive muna natin ang ating function bago natin gamitin yung Newton-Raphson. if may encounter tayo na cases na kung saan mahirap siyang i-differentiate, doon natin pwede gamitin yung ating second method. So, second method is an open bracket method na kung saan itong line na to, abang ina-extend natin yan, nakukuha natin yung new value ng ating x. Ito naman, 2 points, they are our 2 guesses. 2 initial guesses. So, hindi siya open bracket method kasi it is not necessary na habang in-extend natin to, kailangan nakapaloob siya sa ating 2 initial guesses natin. So, ganun po siya. So, steps in second method. The first step is 2 guesses. Ito yan. X sub n minus 1 and x sub n. Na kung saan, kailangan yung first step natin kapag gagamit daw tayo ng second method is mag-isip tayo ng dalawang guesses natin. So, for example, our guesses is equals to 1 and 2. Yan. Next naman natin is substitute natin yung guesses natin sa equation. Tapos, dun natin makukuha yung function of x sub n minus 1 natin and x sub n. So, yan. So, kunwari, meron tayong function na x squared. Yan, x squared. So, upon natin, kapag meron tayong initial guess, i-substitute natin siya. So, maging siyang 1 squared and 2 squared para makukuha natin ito. Function of x sub n minus 1 natin and function of x sub n natin. So, third one natin is apply natin yung formula. Yan. Apply daw natin yung formula na to. So, after natin in-apply yung formula natin, pwede na natin kunin yung approximation percentage error natin. So, in second method, there is no need to differentiate yan. Gaya na sabi ko, kapag yung function natin is mahirap siyang i-derive, gagamit tayo ng second method. Yan. Given equation. By using it, we have 2 initial guess that we denoted as x sub n plus 1 and x sub n, where we will approximate the function of x sub n minus 1 and x sub n, then apply the formula. Yan. Ganyan lang kasimple kung paano gamitin yung ating second method. So, yung advantage ng second method natin is mabilis siyang mag-converge. Pero yung disadvantage naman niya is the drawback is that there is no guaranteed bound of error for the computed iterates. Newton's method is more easily to new method for solving simultaneous system of nonlinear equation. So yan, number 1 natin is second method using MS Excel. So ituturo ko ngayon kung paano tayo mag-approximate ng root by the use of MS Excel. Na kung saan dito, given tayo ng problem na kung saan an object falling vertically through the air is subjected to viscous resistance as well as the force of the gravity. Assume that an object with mass m is dropped from a height, yun yung initial height natin, that the height of this object after t second is this one. So ito yung gagamitin natin yung formula. S of t is equals to initial s natin minus mu times g times t plus mu squared times g times 1 equals e raised to negative t all over u. Kung saan yung g daw natin, yung acceleration due to the gravity natin, di ba 9.81 meter per second squared yun. Ngayon, i-convert natin siya sa feet per second squared. Kasi yun yung unit natin sa problem. So, kaya magiging siyang 32.19. Tapos, yung height, s daw natin, yun yung height of the object. Mu natin, pwede natin siya makuha upon dividing our mass and our coefficient of the resistance. Tapos, yung initial height daw natin is 300 feet. Yan. Tapos, yung mass natin is 0.25 pounds. Kaya siya mababa kasi, sabi dito, find the time it takes this quarter pounder. Yung object natin dito is yung quarter lang daw siya ng bigat. Kaya siya naging 0.25. Ngayon, first step natin para makapag second method tayo, is pumili tayo ng dalawang initial guesses natin. First one natin is 1. Second guess Second initial guess natin is 2. Yan. Ngayon, meron tayo dito na dalawa, which is the function of x sub n minus 1 natin and function of x sub n natin. Ngayon, isa-substitute natin sila dito. Yung t natin, yun yung ating initial guesses natin. So, ganyan lang. So, initial height, 30, minus mu. Take note po, dapat i-press F4 natin para yung position nila is fixed. Tapos, times the gravity, 32.19, times T. Ito yung T natin, yung initial guess. Tapos, plus mu. Yan, F4. Kaso, kailangan naka-open close parenthesis tayo dito para maayos yung ating equation. Yan. Times G, 32.19, times 1 minus exp, negative initial guess, all over our mu. This one. Yan. So, nagkaroon tayo ng 285.8525 na value ni function of x sub n minus 1 natin. Ngayon, pwede natin itong i-drag. Yan. Dito naman, take note, yung rule number 5 and 6 natin, kailangan yung x sub n minus 1 natin is equal siya sa x sub n. Number 6 natin, yung x sub n natin is equal siya sa x sub n plus 1 natin. So, yan. Copy lang natin. Copy. Tapos, i-drag lang natin to. Yan. Nagkaroon tayo ng 57.8928 na error sa ating approximation. Kailangan maging 0% yan. So, i-iterate na natin sila. Upon iteration, kung napapansin natin, bumababa yung approximation error natin. Yan. Hanggang maging siya, 0%. Ngayon, abang 0 na siya, 0% yung approximation natin. Pwede na natin i-conclude na kung saan yung time that it will take this quarter pounder to hit the ground is this one, yung ating root na 0.0012 seconds. So dito sa pulse position method natin, it is another method that utilizes graphical insight to merge function of x sub L and function of x sub R by a straight line. Kaya natin siya tinawag na linear interpolation method. Ngayon naman, the origin name of pulse position method is method of pulse position or regula pulsi in Latin, or called linear interpolation method. So yun nga, ito, the graph below shows the graphical method of using pulse position method, and in the shaded part of the graph, use similar triangle, ito yung mga yan, to derive the formula for the method. So kaya nga natin siya tinawag na linear interpolation method kasi gumagamit tayo ng line. Tapos yung intersection nila between the x-axis, ito, this one, yun yung ating f of x sub r. Tapos may formula tayo dito na na-derive by similar triangle, ito yung mga yan, na kung saan f function of x sub l natin is equal siya sa dalawa natin, so difference ng dalawang initial guesses natin. This one naman, function of x sub u natin is all over x, dalawang difference ng natin, initial guesses natin. So there are two conditions in position method. So kapag daw yung yung product of function of x sub l and function of x sub r natin is greater than 0, yung x sub l natin is equals daw siya sa xr. If naman yung product of x sub l natin, function of x sub r natin is less than 0, so ito yung mga yan, ito yung mga number na yan, meaning our x sub u natin is equal siya sa x sub r. There are sa false position method na kailangan nating matandaan. Number 1 is two initial guesses. So, yung mga initial guesses natin is x sub u, x sub l, mga ganyan. Kailangan umisip tayo ng number na yan. Any number. So, 1, 2. Number 2 naman is substitute two initial guesses to get function of x sub u and function of x sub l natin. Halimbawa, meron tayong given equation na na x squared. So, yung para makuha natin yung function of this one, yung x sub u, x sub l natin, isa-substitute natin sila. So, para makuha natin si function of x sub u natin, magiging siyang 1 squared. So, 1 squared is equal to 1. Ito yung natin, function of x sub u. Next naman is this one, x sub squared natin is equal to sa x sub function of x sub l. Yan. So, ang natin, magiging siyang 2 squared. Magkakaroon tayo dito ng 4. So, yung function of x sub u natin is 1. Function of x sub l natin is 4. Number 3 naman, use the formula, this one, to get x sub r. So, kung meron na tayong ganyan na value, so, function of x sub u, function of x sub l. Meron na tayong ganyan value, 1, 2. Pwede na natin kunin yung x sub r natin. Brain muna po natin. Yan. Yan. Pwede na natin kunin yung x sub r natin. So, upon substituting yung mga given values natin to this formula, so x sub r is equals to x sub u, isa yung x sub u natin, 1, minus function of x sub u, 1, times x sub l, 2, minus 1, all over function of x sub l, which is 1, minus function of x sub u, which is this one, 1. Makukuha na natin yung x sub r natin. Parang ganyan siya. Ngayon, after nun, kung may function of, meron na tayong value ni x sub r, kunwari 5 yan, pwede na natin, makukuha yung x sub r natin. Correction lang, itong substitute, the two initial guesses, isa-substitute natin yung x sub r natin sa given equation na ito, tapos makukuha natin yung function of r. Tapos, number 5 natin is get the product of function of L and R. So, kukunin daw natin yung product ng dalawa. Yan. After natin makuha yung product ng dalawa, pwede na natin i-compute yung EA percent natin using absolute value of present minus past. I mean, present minus previous. This would be previous all over present. After that, we will multiply it by 100. This one. Tapos, dun natin makukuha yung percentage error natin upon approximation para makita natin kung ilang percent ang error ng approximation natin. So, sa limitation of false position method, kagaya ng bisection method, yung false position method is, lang daw siya, yung drawback niya is, isang root lang yung nahahanap niya. Hindi niya kayang hanapin yung maraming root. Kaya yun daw yung reason kung bakit less desirable siya compared daw siya sa mga ibang method na pwede natin gamitin na madali siyang humanap ng maraming roots. Ito yung reason kung bakit pinili ko yung false position method and second method sa as a numerical method para ma-solve ko yung problem about sa free fall. Just because isang ano lang, di ba, meron tayong formula na S sub t, tapos ano kasi yun? Yung na kung saan, isa lang yung nawawala natin na ano, which is the time. Yun lang yung hinahanap. Kaya, na-conclude ko na applicable yung false position and second method sa problem nito. So sa MS Excel natin, meron tayong table ng false position method na kung saan meron siyang L, U, function of L, function of U, R, function of R, and product of function of L, function of R. Tapos yung EA percent natin. Na kung saan sa false position method, meron tayong condition na kung saan kapag yung product of X sub L natin and X sub R natin is greater than 0, itong X sub L natin ay magiging siyang X sub R. Yung namang ano, kapag less than 0, yung X sub U natin is equals daw siya sa X sub R. So, una, gagamit tayo ng dalawang initial guesses natin na 0 and 2. Yan. Tapos, yung sa function of L, yan yung L natin, isa-substitute natin siya sa T dito. So, copy lang natin to. Yan, para mas mabilis tayo. Magkakaroon tayo ng 300 dito. Ngayon sa U naman, same. Yung U natin na 2, isa-substitute natin sa formula dito na T. Tapos, magkakaroon tayo ng yan. Magkakaroon tayo ng 249.8381 sa function of U. Sa R naman, gagamitin natin itong formula na to, which is U minus function of U times L minus U all over function of X sub L minus function of X sub U. Gagamitin lang natin yan. So, ito. After nyan, magkakaroon tayo ng 11.9613. Tapos, pwede na natin kunin yung function of R natin kapag meron na tayong R. So, same procedure lang. So, function of R natin, i-ano na lang natin to. Copy natin dito. Tapos, i-change lang natin yung itong U. Kailangan magiging siyang R. Itong U, kailangan magiging siyang R. Yan. Tapos, meron tayong negative 463.0778. Ngayon, get natin yung product ng dalawa. F of L times yan. Magkakaroon tayo ito. Ngayon, next step natin daw is itong condition na to. So, ito yan, yung sa ito. Copy natin. Kapag daw yung ano natin, L natin is greater than 0 daw, yung ano natin, R natin is X sub R. Magiging ganun. I mean, yung X sub L natin magiging siyang X sub R. Ito. So, 0 siya. Next naman, this one. Copy na lang natin to. Yan. Kapag daw yung function of X sub L natin, I mean the product of function of X sub L natin and function of X sub R natin is less than 0 daw, yung X sub U natin, ito, magiging siyang X sub R. Yan. After nyan, pwede na natin silang i-click and drag. Pag na-click and drag natin, check natin. Yan. Pwede na natin kunin yung percentage error natin. Na kung saan yung percentage error natin is absolute ng R natin. Ito. R minus 11. Present minus previous all over present. After nun, i-multiply natin siya sa 100. Or copy na lang natin ito para sure. Yan. Tapos, upon yan. Upon iteration, so meron tayong iteration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yan. Upon 8 iteration, nagkaroon tayo ng 6.0012 na roots. Tapos, wala tayong error ng approximation. So, na-conclude ko na yung yung root natin sa false position method na 6.0012 ay same siya sa second method na ginamit natin, na kung saan 6.0012 din yung sa second method. And also sa manual method natin, manual solving, nakakuha rin tayo ng 6.0012. So dito sa explain solution, given tayo ng problem na ito, na kung saan an object falling vertically to the air is subjected to viscous resistance as well as to the force of the gravity. Assume that an object with mass m drop from a height. Ito yun, initial height natin, SO, which is 300 feet. And that the height of the object after t second is, ito yung formula na pwede natin gamitin para makuha natin yung time it will take this quarter pounder, this one, to hit the ground. Yan, ito. Ngayon, kung mapapansin natin dito, yung downward force niya is the accelerated gravity natin na 9.81 meter per second squared. Yung upward niya is the drag velocity. K natin, yun yung coefficient of air resistance. So, yan. Yung drag velocity natin, pwede natin siya makuha upon dividing our mass and our coefficient of air resistance. So, if given tayo ng initial height natin na 300 feet, meron tayong mass na 0.25 pounds, meron tayong K na 0.1 pounds, tapos meron tayong gravity na 9.81 meter per second squared na kinonvert natin siya sa feet per second squared, na kung saan 32.19 siya. Tapos meron tayong mu na 2.5. Ngayon, pwede na natin mahanap yung time natin that it will take a quarter pounder, ito yun, to hit the ground. So, yan. So, first natin, hanapin muna natin itong drag velocity natin. So, yung formula niya is mu is equals to mass over the coefficient of air resistance. So, lagay lang natin. Mu is equals to mass over K. Yan. So, yung mass natin is 0.25 all over our coefficient of air resistance is 0.1. So, yung mu natin will be 2.5. Ngayon, substitute natin sila dito sa ating given na formula. So, S of t natin, yan, S of t is equals to 300 feet. Yun yung initial height ng quarter pounder na bola natin. So, minus mu, dito, 2.5. Yan. Tapos, yung 32.19 na gravity natin, na kinonvert natin siya sa feet per second squared. So, 32.19. Tapos, yung t natin, ito yun. Plus, 2.5, ito yun. 2.5 squared times 32.19 times 32.19. Dahil may value na tayo ni mu, pwede na natin buruin to. Erase na natin. Yan, erase na natin. So, 32.19, ito yun. Tapos, 1 minus e raised to t all over u. Ngayon, hinahanap natin yung time natin dito. Since wala siyang value, i-disregard muna natin to. Ngayon, S of t natin, yan, I-simplify muna natin para malinis yung ating equation. Yun. Simplify, pwede natin i-simplify yan. So, 2.5 times 32.19 natin is equal siya sa 80.475 minus 300. Yan, okay na tayo dito. Meron ng t. Disregard natin. Plus, ito naman. So, 2.5 squared times 32.19 is equal siya sa 201.1875. Tapos, copy natin to. So, 1 minus e raised to negative t, disregard all over 2.5, which is the drag velocity. So, s of t, yan, okay na siya, di ba? So, pwede nating i-distribute yung 201.1875 natin dito, distribute natin dito, para maalis yung ating parenthesis. So, copy, 300 minus 80.475 t plus 201.1875 minus 201.1875 e raised to negative t all over 2.5. Yan. Ngayon, i-equate natin to by 0. So, equal 0 siya. So, 300 minus 80.475 t plus 201.1875 minus 201.1875 e raised to negative t all over 2.5 yan. And upon solve, solve natin. Magkakaroon tayo ng 0.300 yan. 300 minus 80.475x plus 201.1875, then should be raised to negative x all over 2.5 equals to 0. Minus 201. Magkakaroon tayo ng yung s of t natin is equals to 6.0011773. Kaso magkano tayo dito? 4 decimal. So 6.0012 seconds. So I conclude na 6.0012 seconds yung time that it takes this quarter pounder to hit the ground. So later on, gagamit tayo ng mga numerical method na para ma-prove natin na yung time that it takes this quarter pounder to hit the ground is 6.0012 seconds. So dito sa summary and results natin, na kung saan sabi dito, free fall occurs when gravity acts upon an object. Yun yung gravity, meron siyang factor sa oras na kung saan it will take time para yung quarter pounder or any object natin ma-reach yung ground. So dito, the researchers use the second method and false position method because it is good in approximating one root since we are dealing with one unknown variable na kung saan yung time, t. Tapos yung third one is, in the false position method and second method, the root when no error occurs in approximation will be our answer to the given problem. So ito, The regular falsy or false position method iterates through interval and always contains a root, whereas the second method is faster than the false position method but may not converge at all. So, the two methods used in this study supports the claim of the researchers obtained by manual solving, in which it will take 0.0012 seconds a quarter pounder will with a mass of 0.25 pounds at the height of 300 feet and has a drag velocity of 2.5 to hit the ground. So yan, kung mapapansin po natin, upon manual solving, meron tayong 6.0012 na seconds na nakuha. So yung sa second natin, meron tayong 6.0012 seconds na nakuha. Same with the false position method.